Good morning. Good morning. There's something I want to share this morning. There's something very brief. It happened last week that in my workplace we were having kind of seminar. We were having this seminar. So one of the staff, or okay, one of the non-teaching staff. Okay, let me put it that way. One of the non-teaching staff. Okay, one of the cleaner. So she was asked to join because the lesson was about something that has to do with computer. So one of these non-teaching staff, so she was asked to join, and then when she joined, some people or someone was like, "Oh, okay, that is good. Please allow her to join because if she joins and if she has the knowledge, she will be a plus to let me say Mrs. Martins, who is her direct boss before the overall boss. So, because she will be a plus to Mrs. Martins. Now, when I heard that, it didn't really go down well with me. And then I said that no, the first thing we are to target here is not her being a plus to Mrs. Martins. The first thing we are to talk about here is her being a plus to herself first. If she's a plus to herself first, then she can now become a plus to someone else. Now, immediately when I said that, there's a way something happened in my mind, and I realized that there can be something we call utility leadership and utility love. They are synonymous in a way. What is utility leadership or utility love? This is what either of these things means. It means you building somebody, you developing somebody, you giving people the needed resources so that you can use them for your own gain and glory. Utility leadership, building people, establishing people, helping people to build and then to find their feet, building them solidly on the ground, not for their own good, not for their own sake, so that you can use them and so that they can be useful to you, and then the glory and the fame, everything and will be accrued to you. That's what I mean by the term utility leadership or utility love. Love should be generous. And when you build people, when you try to give people what they want so that you can use them, then you become a demon. Yes, a demon will possess somebody to use them, to manifest through them. So if you also is building somebody, if you are making them to be, if you are building them, if you are giving them the necessary resources so that you can use them, I don't see the difference between you and a demon. Everyone should be built, and everyone should be built. The only thing that should separate us is the color of our laundry, not the color of our clothes. Because by the end of the day, the Money Watch devotional of this morning says something. He said, there will be a day. The question at the end of that day will not be how well have you lived. I mean, it won't be how much have you accumulated, how many certificates were you able to get, and how much do you have in the stock exchange market or in banks. The question there will be, how did you help others, or what did you do for others? So, my lesson this morning to everyone is this: utility leadership or utility love should be out of existence. In a way, it seems impossible for this thing to be out of existence. However, by all means, do not build anybody because you want to use them. Do not build anybody because you want to gain from them. And do not stay around anybody because you want to, in a way, be a parasite to them. No. Build them. Help them to find their feet. Help them to stand. Help them to become who they are meant to be. Help them to become what God has made them to be. Help them to become what life has designed for them to be. And the result will directly come back to you. And the glory will directly come back to you. Thank you very much. Now, I will be organizing a leadership masterclass. I've said this in the former video, tagged value creation, the lasting value creation Value creation is very, very important because it's the sure path to lasting relevance. It's the surest path to lasting relevance. Is the surest path to lasting relevance. When you create value for yourself, when you build yourself and then you are building a brand or a company that is accumulating value, that is giving out value, that is standing on a particular pedestal of value, trust me, you will be forever relevant and you will become indispensable. Take for example, look at Apple, look at Samsung, look at Techno, look at all these brands we have outside here. One of the reason or one of the things that has given them the edge above their equals, they all have the same production. They all have the same thing they are doing. Techno is producing phone, Apple is producing phone, Samsung is producing phone. But you will realize that Apple has a way that it has been able to maintain a high level of relevance among its equal. The secret of it is value creation. When you create value, when you help people to become who they are supposed to be, when you give people what their life needs and even not what they want, because sometimes our brain has a way of playing against us. It will by all means teach us what we want and not what we need. And what we want will equally diminish, but what we need will forever remain. So, but when you create value, when you try to live a life that will amount value, that will harness value and create it and live it forever, you will forever remain indispensable. You will forever remain irreplaceable, regardless of where you are coming from, regardless of where you are standing, regardless of how life is trying to paint you. Create value, live by the value you are creating, and then you will be relevant. So join me in this leadership masterclass. You will see the rest of my posts where I talk about it. You will see a link there. Register there. Having registered in the link, then you will realize that when you come to the class, it will be worth your time. Also, the Morning Worship Leadership College is ongoing. Permit me to put all these things together this morning. Now, the Morning Worship Leadership College is ongoing. And what do we basically teach in the Morning Worship Leadership College? It is a leadership college whereby we build you with sound, structured, and strategic leadership skills for you to become indispensable. We are coming towards your mindset, changing mindset to influence system. You need to understand that your mindset is you. You are your own belief system. Therefore, we need to have a refined mindset. We have seen the need that in a world where manipulation is a norm, in a world where people dribbling others is a norm, in a world where people are trying to look for the next person to victimize is a norm. Now, the thing here is this. Okay, somebody saying that said if it's like most school owners are demons, because this is what is obtainable in school. Okay, most school owners. He said it's like most school owners are demons. Okay, sorry. He said it's like most school owners are demons. Okay, let me switch on this. Okay, basically in 21st century, before I come back to that, basically in the 21st century, in 21st century, in 21st century, the truth must be told. An average human being is looking for the next person to victimize, is looking for the next person to use, is looking for the next person to hunt down, is looking for the next person to manipulate and use for his own glory. That is 21st century for you. It happens almost everywhere, right from the highest echelon down to the lowest cadre. It's happening. So the one of the best way to leave these things, or to be a way to give yourself a kind of break or break away from these things, is for us to create value for ourselves. And we should try as much as possible by all means to become deployable and not employable. When people are employable, then they should expect anything that comes from that, because you will only be happy in someone else's job. You only have joy in your own work. In someone else's job, you will only be happy. The highest you can have is happiness. But if it is in your own work, if it is in your own job, what you do, you will realize that you will not only be joyous, but you will find fulfillment in what you are doing. So leadership, a Morning Watch Leadership College is ongoing already. And immediately after this batch A, batch B will come. And when batch B comes, I'll be expecting you there. You just stay tuned around the corner. Check out for my videos, check out for some of my upload, and you will see the link for the Morning Watch Leadership College. The present one is running for 9 weeks, and by the end of this month, we'll be done with the batch A. So the batch B will run for 4 weeks. Yes, we will still pass the value. We will still pass the value. We will still pass the same value we are passing now, but in a more different way. So I'll be hoping to see you in the next video. Before then, remember, do not use people, build people. Do not use people, build people. Do not manipulate people, help them to stand. Do not victimize people, help them to be who life and nature and God has called them to become. Because by the end of the day, the answer and the final equation will be, what did you do for others? Until the next class, remember and know that today is the beginning of the rest of your life. Thank you very much.